In this lesson, I will introduce you to the UX research industry and give you some tips you may not be aware about but which may influence your decision to enter this industry or rather pursue other opportunities. Let's start. What is user experience, abbreviated as UX? And what is UX research? User experience, UX, refers to the complete satisfaction and experience that a user or customer encounters while interacting with a digital interface, product, system, or service. It covers all the elements of the user's interaction, including their productivity, emotions, attitudes, perspectives, actions, and satisfaction. The more user-friendly, engaging, and efficient to meet user needs, the more likely it is that the product will succeed in the market or that the app or site will convert into paying users, subscribers, increase sales, or otherwise persuade the audience. UX research entails studying user needs, behaviors, and attitudes to improve products and services that meet their requirements and offer a positive user experience, by collecting and analyzing data to comprehend user behavior, preferences, and challenges. A broad spectrum of methods and research techniques are used, although surveys, interviews, usability testing, and analytics are the most common, while participant observation is the single most efficient technique but often underutilized. The primary objective of UX research is to gather user insights and feedback at every stage of the digital product design, development, and continuous improvement process, starting from the early idea development phase through post-launch evaluation stage to further improvement and eventually sunsetting the feature or product or replacing it with a better substitute. This is to ultimately offer better products and services. How does UX research fit in with UX design? The relationship between UX research and UX design is integral to creating successful digital products and services that meet the needs of users. UX research and UX design are mutually dependent because throughout the UX design process, UX research provides insights and information that inform the UX design process to make informed decisions that enhance the user experience. While UX research concentrates on comprehending user needs, behaviors, and attitudes, UX design centers on developing products or services that meet those needs and deliver an enjoyable user experience. For example, if UX research reveals that users struggle to navigate a website in general or find a particular functionality in particular, designers might adjust the site's navigation structure to make it simpler and more user-friendly. How does UX research relate to digital product management? UX research is closely related to digital product management because it provides critical insights that inform decision-making throughout the product development process. UX research helps digital product managers understand user needs, preferences, and pain points, enabling them to create products that meet those needs and provide a positive user experience. Digital product managers use UX research insights to make informed decisions about product features, design, and functionality. For example, if UX research indicates that users value a particular feature most or has an important unmet need, digital product managers can use that feedback to prioritize the feature development process. Research insights also play an important part in product or feature viability assessment, whether it's worth the expense, time, and effort developing it, and what the most suitable revenue generation models could be. How does UX research relate to UX content or UX writing? The relationship between UX writing and UX research is that UX research provides insights and information that can inform the content to be created by UX writers. UX research helps writers understand the needs and behaviors of users, their language, and how they interact with the product or service. This knowledge helps UX writers create content that is user-centric, clear, and easy to understand. UX research can also help UX writers identify pain points and issues with the current content, which can be addressed through rewriting or reorganizing the content. For example, if UX research indicates that users have trouble understanding certain terms or instructions, UX writers can use that feedback to adjust the language and tone of the content to make it more accessible and user-friendly. How does UX research relate to market research? Market research focuses on customers and their preferences for and interactions with products and services in general, while UX research focuses on customers in a digital context, as users of digital products, services, and experiences. Market research is an older field which focuses on customers in a traditional, physical, or analog world, while UX research focuses on customers in a digital world. The distinction used to be clear in the early years of mass digital adoption of the 1990s to late 2010s but is now increasingly becoming blurred as we are entering an omni-channel and multimodal world where the digital and physical worlds and experiences of customers are becoming inseparable and all physical things becomes smart, and all services are becoming linked somehow with a digital product. It is expected that market research and UX research will over the next years and decades become the same profession with specialization in certain industries or target markets. Key concepts. Let's discuss a few important concepts you will encounter throughout this learning journey. User experience, UX, includes all aspects of a user's interaction with a product, service, or system, focusing on usability, accessibility, and overall satisfaction to create a seamless and enjoyable experience. User and customer are often used interchangeably. However, a user is someone who interacts with a product or service, whereas a customer is someone who purchases or consumes that product or service. It is common to think of a person using a digital product, service, or experience as a user, as in the context of UX design and research. UX design is primarily concerned with optimizing the experience for users, while the related field of customer experience, CX, design considers the broader context of customers' interactions with a brand or organization. Omni-channel user experience refers to the seamless, consistent, and integrated experience users have when interacting with a brand or service across various touchpoints, channels, and devices, both online and offline. Experience design, XD, is a holistic approach to designing products, services, and environments that creates meaningful, seamless, pleasant, and engaging experiences across all touchpoints and interactions. A product, service, offering, and experience can be distinguished apart from each other as follows. A product is a tangible good that people purchase and use to solve a problem or meet a requirement. In contrast, a service is an intangible deliverable provided by one party to another, often in the form of expertise, support, or maintenance. An offering combines products and services into a comprehensive solution, tailored to address specific user needs and market demands. Lastly, an experience refers to the overall perception, emotions, and interactions that users and customers have with a product, service, or brand, which can significantly impact their satisfaction and loyalty. Let's look at some more key concepts. A prototype is a tangible representation or simulation of a product's user interface and simulated functionality, created to test and validate design concepts, user flows, and interactions, which can be presented to potential users during user testing for their feedback, which will be used for further refinement or possible termination if the product or feature does not appeal to users. This is handy because it requires much less time and cost to build a prototype than a working product. The refined prototype will, after user testing and improvements, be used by developers as a blueprint to code and develop the real product. Low, medium, and high-fidelity prototypes represent various levels of detail and interactivity in the design process, with low fidelity focusing on basic structure and layout like rough paper sketches, medium fidelity adding visual elements and some interactions such as basic Figma screens, and high fidelity closely resembling the final product with comprehensive visuals and functionalities such as fully refined and complete interactive and Figma screens. A user journey is a visual representation of the steps a user takes while interacting with a product or service, highlighting their needs, goals, and emotions throughout the experience. Formative and summative research differs as follows. Formative UX research focuses on informing and shaping the design process by understanding user needs and preferences, while summative UX research evaluates the effectiveness and usability of a finished product or design. Exploratory and evaluative research differs as follows. Exploratory research is also known as generative, foundational, formative, or discovery research, while evaluative research is also often referred to as summative research. Exploratory UX research is focused on understanding user needs and discovering opportunities for improvement, whereas evaluative UX research aims to assess the usability and effectiveness of a design or product. The difference is so important to consider in research technique selection that it will be discussed in more detail next. Exploratory UX research. The primary goal of exploratory research is to gather insights about users' needs, motivations, preferences, and behaviors. This research aims to understand the user's context and identify opportunities for creating or improving products and services. It typically involves qualitative methods, such as interviews, focus groups, contextual inquiries, and ethnographic studies. These methods allow researchers to delve deep into users' experiences, emotions, and thought processes. It is usually conducted during the early stages of the design process. It helps inform the design team's understanding of the problem space and guides the development of user personas, user stories, and initial design concepts. Evaluative UX research. Evaluative research focuses on assessing the usability, effectiveness, and overall user experience of an existing product or prototype. The goal is to identify potential issues, areas for improvement, and user satisfaction with the product or design. Evaluative research methods typically include usability testing, heuristic evaluations, expert reviews, and surveys. These methods can be quantitative and/or qualitative and often involve users interacting with a product or prototype to identify usability issues and provide feedback on the design. Evaluative research is conducted during the later stages of the design process or after a product has been launched. It is used to validate design decisions, refine prototypes, and iterate on the design to ensure that the product meets user needs and expectations.